I think we are live. All right, folks. Hello, everybody. This is Nathan, and here we are. So, for this episode of the Dapper podcast is going to be explaining into a few things. I'm going to be getting into self investing. I'm going to get into a bit more of the business side of things. I'm just gonna discuss a few things, and this is not going to be a very long podcast. This is going to be I'm going to try to get this lecture, get the point across, and this just to get things out of the way. This isn't going to be the longest one, but I'm going to try to get some value into this. So, first things first, I'm going to discuss. Which should I discuss first? I'm going to go with this one. Never outshine the master. This one's an interesting one. I get this one from a book I called The 48 Laws of Power, right? It's pretty interesting. And what it discloses is always make those around you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents or you might you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power and success. So this one it's an interesting one. I wrote that down because it really kind of stuck with me because it's quite true, right? If especially in business, or at least from what I've experienced, is you don't want to go out acting like you know more than the other individual. Like if you're doing business with somebody, you don't want to go off thinking that you know it all, right? You want to every time you go and meet anyone or you encounter anyone, whether it be in business or not, steal the energy from that individual. Still when you shake that individual's hand and you directly look that individual in the eye, steal his energy and listen. Shut your mouth and listen and be present. That's the biggest thing, is just being present during the discussion, during the meeting, during whatever it is that you may be doing. Be present. So that's out of the way, right? And then self-investing. Self-investing is a good one too, because self-education will make you a fortune, is what I wrote down. And it's true. You are if you are willing to go out there and there's something that you find interesting or that you find that would benefit you in any shape, form, or way, and you take the time to self-educate yourself, go out, do research, figure out the pros and cons and all that jazz, it's inevitable not to lose, right? Like if I'm interested in figuring out how to work with a business, or if I want to target a certain business, I'm going to educate myself and research everything there is to know about that business. And then when I go attack and take action to go do business with the individual who owns the business or whatever the case may be, I'm educated. I know what I need to expect, and I know what I need to do as far as applying my knowledge to it. And going back to never outshine the master. If I'm going to go to a business owner and I want to do business with that individual, I'm not going to go around acting like I know it all, because even though I've done research and I've educated myself on whatever the case may be, there's still something that they know that I don't. And I can attain that knowledge by being present, discussing with that individual, and just being there. So that's an interesting one, right? And so let's see. That covers the basics, okay? Now I'm going to get more into an interesting one. Well, actually, let me take that back. Another thing I wrote down in the whole self-investing thing was find the security in yourself, not in the items, and you need to stack skills. And that's pretty much the same thing I was discussing earlier with self-education. Don't find security in items or status. Well, technically status or anything like it is, but stack skills. Learn things that you never thought you'd ever want to use. Like for example, I am learning all sorts of stuff. I'm going to be learning about affiliate marketing, digital marketing, copywriting, woodworking. The list goes on, right? But it's all self-education, and I never know when I could use those skills that I've acquired into business, because quite frankly, you never know. Like it's all a big gamble, right? It's all just a gamble. It comes and it goes. You're going to get thrown with some crazy stuff, and you're going to be expected to know what to do. And so educating yourself on these things will benefit you in the long run. And my mentors in life are people who are in life, who I want to be. Self-investing will make you win, right? So I think that's an important one, is finding a mentor, finding somebody that you look up to and that is already living the life that you want, already doing things that you want to do, that your goals are pretty much matched at. And going back to what I said earlier, stealing the individual's energy. Same thing with your mentor. If your mentor is doing something, or if there's an individual that you look up to that is already doing what you want in life, steal that person's energy. Take notes on what that individual is doing that you are not, and apply them. Take action. Biggest thing I could ever think of is just take action into something, because talking about something, like get this right. If you have the courage to think it and you have the courage to speak it, that's good. But you also need to have the courage to take action as well, if that makes sense. So now that's covers the basics of what I'm going to be discussing. Now I want to discuss a bit more. I don't know what to call it, but I'd like to call it more of the business side of things, right? So the whole objective behind an income producing task is to make your money make you more money, and that could mean a lot of things. Self-investing into yourself, self-investing or investing into your business, making sure that you are making money from whatever it is you're wanting to do, whether it be marketing or sales or anything. You want to multiply your money, and you want your money to be making you more money. Pretty much the same thing, 10x your income. And once you get to a point where you are developing your first couple of dollars, you can start focusing on an advertising spend. So what that technically means is, and the same thing, like technically what I'm doing right now, once I get to a point where I'm developing a first couple of clients and I'm making money, that then is when I should really start to market, really start to take action and market to get more leads and get more potential clients. And, as I like to say, more leads, more potential clients, more possibilities of making more income, better life, right? And so that brings me to this one, is you need to start out with outreach. Initially get into a strategy of saying, I'm done doing outreach. Now, how can I get people to reach out to me? I like that one, right? So that's a lot of what I'm doing right now, is cold outreach and warm outreach. Cold phone calls, cold emails, and then the warm outreach is going out door to door, business to business, offering my skills and the knowledge I've acquired and taking action, right? There's a lot of times I myself will face rejection. A lot of doors get slammed in the face, or, they're just not into what you're offering. But getting to the point where you're not chasing after business, instead business is chasing after you. You're not reaching out to other people, instead people are reaching out to you. And that goes with a lot of things. When you're doing business, you want to get referrals. And that's pretty much what this discusses, is if I do good with the business and if what I'm providing for the business is actually working, then can I ask for referrals. And when you get referrals, same thing, potential clientele. So that brings me to this one as well, is there's always someone out there who has your traffic that you can really take advantage of and really capitalize on it. You just have to be able to come to that said individual with a proposal or with a proper approach or proposal and strategically explain to that individual why they should hand over their traffic to you and the benefits it can create for them. And that's pretty much like what I tell all my clientele is if I have a client and they have a competition, right? Or if they have, I'll say that if they have competition and their competitors are doing better than them, I will go to their competitors, figure out what they're doing that my client isn't doing, and then I will pretty much exchange tactics. I will call it tactics of what they're doing, my client isn't doing, that their competitors are doing, that are getting my client not to where they want to be, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, and then the biggest problem of scaling is really putting together people. Oh yeah, really putting together proper procedures in place. That's an interesting one, but it's also true. Being more organized in business, when you go to a business that you want to attack and target, you want to make sure that it is all organized, because they're going to ask, okay, who else have you helped, or what have you done for other people, and why should I believe you can help me? So you have to have everything in line so you can just, boom, this is what I've done, this is how I've helped other individuals, and this is how I can help you, right? Very simple stuff. A no, and I like this one, right? A no is a no until it becomes a yes. And that applies with follow-ups, right? So if I get a potential client and they say, let me think about it, obviously you got to explain to them, okay, before I let you go, can I have 5 more minutes of your time so I can explain something to you, for that when you do leave this place, wherever it may be, or when I leave this place, you will truly have something to think about. It will either turn into a no and stay a no, or it will turn into a yes, depending on what it is you explained. When your clients actually see that you care about their business and they actually care about them as an individual, they'll begin to loosen up a bit. When they loosen up a bit, you can get a lot more leverage into getting into the next stage. And that's very true, right? So when you're going to a business, don't always think about just straight thinking about the money. You need to create a relationship with the individual, and first create a relationship with the individual, follow up with them every now and then, and if you're not so concerned about the money will come to you, right? Like, more or less focus on the business and the individual itself, how you can help the business and the individual itself, and then the money will all just flow in for you. And that works for everything. Like, I got a landscaping business and I'm doing all these different things, affiliate marketing in general, digital creation, copywriting, all this jazz, right? But I don't go in just for the money. I think about how can I actually help this individual and help scale their business. So that's an interesting one, right? Develop rapport with your clients and figure out what works and scale upon that. So developing rapport is pretty much what I disclosed earlier is, follow up with the individual, follow up, see what's going on in their world, and see what you can do as far as that goes. Figure out what works and what doesn't work as far as helping the business or the individual, and what does work, scale upon that. Keep doing that and try to make sure that whatever it is you're doing obviously works, but that you can keep providing value to the client. And so that right there is pretty much the important basics that I have to discuss as of right now. And now I just want to discuss just ever so slightly before I end this episode is a few things. Like as I disclosed earlier, if you have the courage to think it and you have the courage to speak it, then you can more than likely take action on it, and it is inevitable not to lose, right? And another thing I'd like to throw out there is with the skill stacking thing is like right now I'm doing a couple things, right? I got a landscaping business, marketing business, digital creation, all these different things. I'm going to be getting into woodworking, branding, and all that jazz, and then affiliate marketing. So it's all self-educating. I'm educated. Like, I don't know a lot of things on how to do a lot of this stuff, but I'm self-educating myself, taking the action, going out there, getting my foot in the door, whether it works or it doesn't, getting experience, and just going out there, man. Like, the worst that can happen is you're going to fail. It's not going to go through. Or the best that could happen is you'll win. And you never know unless you actually go out there and try something. And another, last thing I'd like to throw out there is something that's helped me out is living every day like it might be your last, right? So the way I like to explain that one is like every day when you get home from work or whatever it may be, and you sit back and you have time to yourself, really sit there, have a conversation with yourself and ask yourself, is what I did today worth it? If today was the last day I was on earth and I didn't wake up tomorrow, is everything I did today, was it worth it? And that's exactly right there. And if you think like that, right, if you have that mindset that today might just be my last day, this might be all of it. It really gives you a better idea of, how much time, because you never know. We abuse the word tomorrow too much. And when you have that mindset, it really gives you a better idea. You're able to squeeze as much juice out of life as you can. And because you never know, like that day might be the day you win. So every day you just need to go all out. Every day you need to really think, you need to take in everything around you, because one day you never know, it might be the last day. And that's as much as I can say today. It wasn't very too enthusiastic, I must say. I've been working pretty hard, so I'm not too energetic, as you can see. But if there's anything, I hope you guys, whoever is watching this podcast or this episode, got something out of this episode. But just like I stated earlier, is just squeeze everything out of life. Try everything. Don't set limitations upon yourself, because everything is possible. There's no limitations, and the possibilities are endless. So if you have a dream or you have an idea or a goal, execute on it, and don't let anybody get in your way. And in the meantime, I appreciate whoever is here and whoever took the time to look at this podcast. And I am going to be making more. This is just the scratch of the surface. And I appreciate you all. In the meantime, you have a good day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. And I'm looking forward to talking with you guys soon and producing more content such as this, and hopefully more value. And in the meantime, yeah, you guys have a good day, good night. And remember what I said. Think about it. All right, folks, have a good one. Bye.